Hello and welcome to the instructional video to use the Limbs and Things standard catheterization trainer. So this trainer supports catheterization for male anatomy, female anatomy, and suprapubic. There are 3 different inserts that you can use, and I'll show you how to set up the trainer and clean the trainer. So there is a stand that it goes on that you can just see there that you can put on a nice flat surface, or you can put into a patient bed to increase the fidelity of your training session. And then there is this mold here, and then the inserts go inside the mold depending on what you are hoping to train with. They all kind of get set up the exact same, so for the purposes of today, I'll just use the male anatomy one. So it just sits inside like so. That's how you start for setting it up. So the first thing that we want to do is fill the lock bladder. This trainer comes with this little stand. It comes in 3 pieces. So you just set the piece with the X in it down, and you put the other 2 pieces in it like so. Like that. As you can see, once that's set up, it's a little holder, and it's going to hold this. So this comes with it as well. Show you that. So this is our reservoir, and you want to fill that up with water. I already filled this up with water at the sink before starting, and I recommend doing that versus filling it up while it's in the stand. It's much easier to fill up at the sink. The only thing that you want to remember to do, so it's here, this trainer comes with this little blue bottle here. This is an antifungal liquid that we want to use with the trainer. It will help to keep mold from growing in the system after it's been used a few times. So you just want to take a 10 cc syringe. It comes with it, and you want to put about 3 drops of this antifungal liquid into the reservoir, like so. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put this behind the trainer here. And then you can sit this in the stand like that. So if I move this to the side, you can see I've got this ready to go there. So at the back of the trainer, I'm just going to move it this way so you can see there are 2 tubes that come out. One that has a valve on it here that helps to purge air out of the system. And then this tube right here that has this white and blue connector on the end, this connects up to that reservoir. So I'll just do this kind of a little bit backwards, but show you what it looks like from this angle so that you can see how we prime the system. So I'm going to bring this reservoir over here. And there's this little connector here. So you want to make sure, first of all, that this clamp is closed. And then we're going to connect this to the reservoir, and it just clicks into place. Once you hear the click, there'll be some bubbles as the air kind of settles in the system. So the next thing that we want to do is there is a mock bladder inside of the trainer here that we're going to ensure fills up with water. So this will, you can lift the skin back like that, and you'll see this little chamber here. This is what we want to fill with water, which won't fill with water till I open up this clamp. So we just want to make sure everything's connected first. This sits inside of this reservoir here and connects to whatever anatomy you have in the front. So we just open this up, and we're going to let that fill up until liquid comes up through this part, and then we'll clamp it at that point there. So just give it a couple minutes for the liquid to fill up here. Watch it as it fills up. You just want to get it up to that level so that it comes up through here, and then there's no air in the system. That way, when the catheter is inserted, you can get flashback of mock urine. I do recommend having a towel present when you're priming the system. Every once in a while, you get a little bit of water over the place. So I usually have either a cloth, paper towel, or some other towels ready as I prime it up. Does just take a few minutes for that water to creep up to that level. If you're in a hurry, you can have someone hold this reservoir up a little bit higher, but otherwise it just takes a few minutes to get to the level. All right, it's just coming up now. I should have some fluid coming out of this tube here. Okay, and now I do, so I'm just going to clamp this one before the liquid gets to the top, but as you can see, or maybe you can't on the video, but I've got liquid to about right there. So now that system is all primed and ready to go. So now it's clamped. I'll just return the skin covering to where it should be. I'm going to turn this around and sit it in that holder. So now this is all primed and ready to go. You can use this trainer for your insertion, and if you're doing multiple insertions, you may want to check that that bladder back there and open up the clamp again and fill it up if it starts to run low on fluid, because you will take some out each time you do a catheter insertion. As with all of our trainers, this trainer, you cannot have food, drink, or ink around it. It will damage the trainer itself. You also can only use a 14 French catheter with this trainer. It doesn't matter which anatomy you're using, you have to use a 14 French catheter. You also have to use the provided simulation lubricant. You're not to use clinical lubricant. It will damage the trainer. The male anatomy trainer does come with a foreskin over top, which can be removed if it just pulls off, if you do not want a foreskin present. We do recommend taking a 10 cc syringe and injecting a little bit of the simulation lubricant into whatever trainer you're using. It will ease the path of the catheter when it goes in. And I think that's it for the safety of the trainer and what materials to use. Once you're finished with your training session and you're ready to clean up, we're going to essentially just empty out these two reservoirs. So the first thing that you want to do is unclip from the main reservoir that blue and white part there. Now you can just take this part to the sink, empty it out, rinse it really well because it had the antifungal liquid in it, and then just dry it with paper towel, make sure it's nice and dry, and that's all you have to do to clean that one. For this one here, what you can do is this container actually can be removed and come out. So once you've removed this end from the reservoir, you need to remove it on the inside of here. So there, I'll just show you, there's a little tube here. Lift this out so you can see. So right here, this connects to the anatomy and then connects to a hard plastic bit. So there's a soft tube here that connects to a hard plastic piece there. You just want to pull that soft tubing just very gently, rock it back and forth until it comes off, like so. Once that does, you twist this to the side because there's a little holder in there, and this whole piece will come out like this. The top is just a rubber material and it pulls off. You just pull it gently and it pulls off. Just wiggle it back and forth, and there we go. This is ready to dump into the sink. Same as the other one, please give it a good rinse and then dry it out as much as possible. That will help to prevent mold from growing in the system and increase the longevity of these trainers. So this is how you use the standard catheterization trainer set from Limbs and Things. If you have any questions, you can contact Cecil at bha.ca. All of our task trainers come with a care and maintenance guide, which will highlight everything I just mentioned to you, but on paper. We also have observation tools for the catheterization procedure to guide in the expected steps of the process. Thanks for watching the video.